Hello, chaps. We haven't done the intro video today. Quick question before the stream starts. What model PSU used in Vorons and VC3 to power the Pi, the little PSU? So, Paul, well, that's annoying. That's, I probably can't answer. So, our power supplies came in the Blue Rolls kit. If you go on the Vorons... if you go on the Vorons Discord or on their bill of materials, I'm pretty sure it does tell you what it is. Both of mine were Meanwell power supplies, if that makes any difference. But I can get the model numbers for you after the show if you want. So anyway, welcome to all. Hello, 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 hello. Apologies for the lateness of starting. The main reason for that is because there may come a day where we are prepared for one of these streams, but that's not today. So we've known about this stream for 3 days. We didn't create the live stream until an hour and a half ago. And I'm actually sweating from having to run in here with my computer having eaten. So fun. So this and hold on 1 second. There we go. Picture in picture. This is something completely different. Now, anybody will tell you that we don't know what we're doing 90% of the time. And I think that's fairly true.
I have wanted one of these for years.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean to say I know how to use one.
Absolutely. So people have been saying for, that we don't know what we're doing. That's accurate. That's absolutely true. People might even accuse us of being idiots, which I think is probably also fair. This CNC machine was sent to us by Comgrow, and I want to be clear, I don't know how to use it. So I don't know what software you're supposed to use.
If anyone does, don't know. It'd be extremely helpful.
Yeah. If anyone, cool, looking at the Meanwell small size is just wondering on voltage. It's a 5 volt on the small one, Paul. Just as, if that helps. But I can pull out the model number for you in a minute. Well, I'll say in a minute. After the stream, I can pull it out. Right. So anyway, so as I was saying, I don't know how to use the software for this. I don't know what files you use. I don't know anything about it. Now, there's good news for me because I need to unbox it and I need to build it. But then Mike has to review it. Mike has been saying for a very long time that he's very passionate about CNCing, despite having zero experience about it. Much like many of our politicians are very. Just
to be clear, I used to have quite a large workshop and I did a lot of cabinet making, furniture restoring, and stuff like that. And I wanted a CNC just because you can do cool woodworking stuff with it.
Absolutely. I absolutely agree.
I have no idea how they work.
I just have no idea.
I know how they work. I have no idea once it's set up. Now what you do next.
I theoretically understand the principles of it's still an X, Y, and a Z.
Yep.
I get that. However, the middle bit, I don't know. So
we're quite vague on that.
We are very vague on that. So Comgrow sent us this machine, which I advised them when they asked us if we wanted to review it was an objectively bad idea, but they sent it anyway. So let's open it up and see. DHL doing an absolutely fantastic job at shipping this to us by, as you can see, kicking the absolute gubbins out of it. So there's a 6 out of 10 chance this won't even work. Right, so let's have a look. So we've got some foam. Oh, we have to build it. This is Fusion 360 has a built-in CAD CAM function. Now that's interesting. So I have Fusion 360. I have used Fusion 360 to make a few functional parts and bits and bobs for me before. I didn't know that it had a CAD CAM function, and I'm also not 100% sure what those words mean.
I don't even know what any of that means.
Yeah, so I know a CAD is what you design stuff in. I think a cam is what you issue commands from. But who knows? So let's crack on and get this open. Hey, Dos Logos. So I'm already upset about how thin this book is, bearing in mind I know there's multiple languages in this. This is already... Oh, okay. All right. Well, that looks frighteningly easy. Okay. Oh, it's got a little Gameboy controller. Awesome sauce. It's got some glasses. So
you look like a really cheap, like Bollywood version Terminator.
Yeah. I will be back very soon.
And then do a cartwheel.
And then right. So, okay, we don't need that. We don't need that. We don't need that. We'll probably need this. Oh, that's a big power supply. Look at that. It's a chunky boy. So this is a 24 volt 5 amp. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say, do you like? I mean, I haven't opened the machine yet, but having that as an external adapter feels like the sort of thing that you could have probably built into the machine. But okay. So let's see. So okay. This also has a little laser. So this is a... Good God. Okay. Class 4. Danger, you'll burn your eyes out. 5 watt. Oh, okay. So it's the same sort of laser that comes on the Z1. Z1. Twenty has sent us a little link that I'm assuming will be... by the way, that little Voron is printing sweet now. Got a serial and prints like a beast on speed. Awesome, Mitch. So for those who saw our Voron V0 build, we gave it to somebody for some charity work. They couldn't get on with it, so they sold it on. Oh, that's beefy. Look at that. I don't know what this is.
That's the spindle.
It's a what now?
It's the spindle.
It's the spindle. That's a fun word.
It's the motor.
Okay. Little bag of things. Oh, this is the leveling thingy. I've seen them use these before. I know what this stuff is. I know things. Now, that's very rare that you see brand name Allen keys, because these are from... Where are we? These are from... No, you're not going to see that. Yongong Allen keys. A good brand, probably. We've got some nuts. We've got some bolts. We've got some feet. We've got some little tool head things. We've got another bag of nuts and bolts. And then we have the machine. Cable and a cover. Look at that little Gameboy controller. Look at that. I don't know what these buttons do. And interestingly, a fun little fact for you is the Y button is actually already missing.
Cool.
What?
The Y button's missing.
Oh,
it's good stuff. Okay.
Sorry, I thought a stream had dropped out the way you said that. All right, hold on. Yeah. Okay. So this is the thingy thing. Oh, I dropped something. A brush. And James the professional. I know the things that are in... So, hold on. What's the... Oh, so this is the thingy. This is the bed thingy. I also don't know where the Y button is. Like, wherever it came off, it's not in any of this stuff. Okay, this is heavier than I expected it to be. All right, so that goes like that. A big stop button at the front. Don't need that. Right. Let's take these bits off before. Is this where we find? Is it the same color as the rest of it? Is it like that's that metal blue?
No, it's brown.
Oh, it's brown. Oh, okay. Or is it orange? I think it might be orange. I was going to say, who picks browns? Like, brown's what you're left with, not you don't pick it.
Brown's what you pick if you're wearing corduroys.
Yeah, brown is corduroys, yeah. Matt's taking 50-50 bets that I lose some screws. Well, there currently aren't that many, if I'm willfully honest. So I'm not too concerned about losing them. I still don't want to, I should point out, but we can't always have what we want. Life would be boring if we got everything we liked. Hey, Matt. Oh, they are brown. Who picks brown? Like, of all the acrylic colours they could have picked, and they went, oh, yeah, brown.
Brown's probably the cheapest. No one wants brown.
Well, it's just a giant pile of brown acrylic over in the corner.
Yeah.
So, I mean, to be fair, this looks, I mean, famous last words, but it looks very easy to assemble. I'm having a mare getting these getting these acrylic cover bits off. But other than that, come on. I just wish one company would do like an easy peel on these or something.
Like you buy easy peel satsumas.
You buy what, sorry?
Like you buy easy peel satsumas.
What riveting television this is. Just me, just an adult struggling to remove a bit of wrapping paper.
It's well on there, isn't it?
What's that?
It's well on there.
It is well on there. I mean, admittedly, it wasn't going to come loose during travel. I'll give it that. So, how are you getting on with the car, Mike?
I've started sanding it, all the bodywork. So we had it. We went to Replicoat, and they sprayed it with a Repliflow. And I've today sanded all them panels down. So that's now the main body is out there. That's been primed.
Yeah.
But because I want to get the paint job perfect, I'm going to leave it 24 hours for that undercoat, like primer, to dry. If I knock back any little like artifacts or that's on it, might be on there. But my Boba Fett armor, that's coming along.
Yeah.
So I've got the back piece done.
Nice.
I've got the left forearm.
Oh, sorry, is this Boba Fett or is this Mando armor?
This is Boba Fett.
Right, okay.
Left forearm's done. Most of the right forearm's done. That'll be finished in about an hour or so. I can glue that together. I've got one of the shoulder pieces on now, and also part of the collar, because it's got like a collar that goes around it that holds the rocket pack.
Okay.
That holds that sort of like in place. Oh, the best program for CNC is Aspire Vectric.
Cool. What's that?
Oh.
Is that for making things for CNC, Or is that for making the CNC go? I'm going to pretend it's for making the CNC go.
But we're doing a cosplay show, aren't we? In June or July?
It is. Oh, now you're asking. Go and check before we say. So in Southend, there is a brilliant 3D print shop called 3D Filler Print, not Filer Print, as I called it for, I don't know.
Oh, years. We called it that for years.
And I want to be clear, no one corrected me.
Like, yeah, no one ever said that's not what we're called.
Are they all V-slot locks? Yes, they are. So, I mean, one thing I will say is I feel like they're massively over-engineering how the acrylic needs to attach, because it's attached in like, it's got like a lot of...
It's June the 11th and 12th.
Pardon?
June the 11th and 12th.
There we go. So it is June. Yeah, so anyway, so 3D Filler Print are hosting Southend's first cosplay con.
And we're going to have a stand there.
I might have some work for you. Need a panel cut with some holes in it. So the only thing I would say is about is I don't know about sizes on this. They're not huge.
It's not. Yeah, you can't do big parts on this.
No, let me just have. Well, I mean that's contextual. Like, you know, it depends on what you mean by large. So let me just pull up the. There we go. So, build volume on the engraving volume on this is 300 by 180, and it can go 45 mil deep, which is quite a lot. So, yeah, so that's cool. So anyway, so carry on with doing these. Yes, so
we're going to have a stand there.
We are going to have a stand there. So we are now just the acrylic sheet for the Voron. I need back panels with holes for fans. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, I would have thought it would have fitted on here, Mitch. What do you consider large? 300 by 300? Or anything over 300, certainly. But then...
Well, anything over 300 by 180 is large because it wouldn't fit on there.
Well, yeah, that is true, yeah. I mean, a fair point.
So we've got a stand at the...
Yes, we do have a stand, sorry, yeah. So we have a stand at the...
And just to be clear, I'm not walking around for 2 days dressed as Boba Fett. I will be making a mannequin, which the arm is going to go on, because I ain't walking around rattling for 2 days. And also, as we tested earlier, the sizes that this is printed doesn't let my bear claws go all the way through the forearms.
Yeah, that is true. Mike's hands are specifically designed for swiping picnic baskets and not for wearing Mandalorian armor. Right, so I'm just putting these acrylic panels on. Interestingly, the rear acrylic panels screwing. Oh, they're screwing like that. Yeah, okay. I see. Carry on. Get a model for the day. No thanks. I think we'll just.
It does actually fit James.
Well, hold on. Let's not
you've got teeny tiny little hands.
You can cut a lot bigger if you use tiling on it. Oh, okay. So I'm assuming that's like a you cut it and then
take the side panels off and.
Yeah, I guess so. And then you just move it along when it's done. So
I suppose, Andrew, it also depends on what you're cutting and how quickly you're cutting. So I've seen these are not powerful enough to do metal. If you're doing I've seen if you're doing wood or hardwood, as long as you make sure you don't go too deep in too many stages, if you do it gradually, it apparently works pretty well.
So it says here that it can cut aluminium.
Yeah.
It can cut aluminium, wood, acrylic, PCB, TPR, and supports engraving type relief, engraving, cutout, and cutting. So in theory, built in like oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I get you. I get you. Right. So this is the front. This goes over like this. And oh, that's a lot harder than it used to be, isn't it? Okay. Oh, that's why. Cool. There we go. One. Now on the face of it, there we go. I was about to say I've misplaced a screw, but I haven't, so don't start with that. There we go. Teal color is really nice. Yeah, that's kind of a comgrow thing, though, isn't it? The teal color is the same for.
Well, if anything if any of the metal's ever anodized, it's instantly cooler.
Yes, that is true. Yeah. Okay.
So if you put a stripe on a car, it's instantly faster.
That is true.
At least 20 brake horsepower.
That's a fact. So this has got loads of cool stuff on it, hasn't it? Right, so that goes there. This goes there. This is the thing. Yeah, thingy thing. Nope. But I'm curious to figure out exactly how you're supposed to mount that. Yeah, right. Okay, so you do push it down until the pads go in. This goes on there. This goes up there. Need to. God, it doesn't want that moving about, does it?
Well, we'll know if it's done correctly because as soon as you fire it up, that spindle could just come flying out if it's not.
Well, that, and I want to be very clear about this, is a you problem.
And I don't think them glasses would help.
The little glasses? Oh, the little glasses will solve your problem. Don't you worry about it. They wouldn't include them if it didn't make them safe. There we go. All right, that goes in there, just like that. Turn. Cool, Jesus. Maybe we won't turn it. Come on. Well, I hope you like the spindle in there because it doesn't come out. I mean, I know it's meant to hold it tightly, but Jesus. Oh, now, here's a fun question. How do you know which one goes into which one?
It's probably what the instructions are for.
Don't lock the screw too tightly to it. Right, okay, fine. Yeah. Yeah. This goes into... Nope, that goes in like that. And then that plugs into.
I have recently just done a first aid course at work, so I could potentially treat myself as long as I'm
Well,
not.
I'm not going to lie. Having a 9999 on standby, I'm probably going to be fine. Or I won't be. One of the two. Who knows? See, I am concerned. After the collet is open, sliders do not block the spindle fan outlet. Make sure that 2/3 of the Z-axis is clamped. Yep. So I don't think it matters which way round these go. This says just says spindle 1 and 2. I do actually want to turn it because I'm not liking the fact that it's not the same way as the picture. Oh, that's very hard to turn, isn't it?
Just like that stupid little thumb screw on the Hydra.
If all the things on the Hydra, that doesn't even rank. Matt from Akuma Mods, how the devil are we, sir?
Good, how are you guys?
I am living the dream. I'm currently shoving a knife into the side of a CNC machine live on YouTube. How's your day going?
That's fantastic. I'm trying to...
You make as many bad choices as I have?
clean up my area. No, thankfully I'm not. Oh, good, that print's finished. Cool, just in time.
There we go. Right. Okay. So that's just for the laser. So we don't use that. So we go, that goes on there, and that goes on to there.
Yeah, no,
It doesn't seem to have a positive and a negative on it.
What?
Is it supposed to?
I would think so. That's
well, I mean, it's got a red and a black cable, but there's nothing in the manual. Do they supply any cutting bits? They do. They come in this tiny little pack here. I don't know what they're for. So,
oh my! Why can't I see chat? There we go. What's up, Carl? How's it going, Andrew?
Let's have a little look. So the thing is it doesn't actually say the spindle red wire is connected to the port next to the red dot. Oh, I did it right. I did it right. I knew which way round they went.
That was really lucky.
It wasn't really lucky. It's not on. Right, okay. I think this thing's now assembled, which is concerning me.
Nice.
This is the little Gameboy controller that you get with it.
With a missing button.
Nice.
That's very nice. It's probably outdated, but...
Well, so it is slightly outdated for a couple of reasons. The first is that the Y button is missing, which isn't necessarily ideal. But then who really needs to move in the Y direction? I don't.
Exactly. Why would you?
Oh, dear. We're not doing puns.
Stupid.
So the question is then, how do you connect... Oh, it goes in there. Oh, it needs to be quicker. This is very heavy. There we go. Jesus. So this allows you to do offline printing, apparently.
Uh-oh.
So that'll be cool. And a thing that will probably happen at some point. I'm quite concerned that there does appear to be a bag of metal things that one would imagine.
They're brackets.
Controller. They're what?
There should be brackets for holding down the material.
Do they have like handles in there?
Well, they've got sort of thummy screw bits, I guess.
Yeah, so they should be, like you said.
But they come with wing nut. Oh, I see. So they go in there, and then you wing nut over. Oh, I see. I knew what they were for. So,
take it you've never had a CNC machine before.
I haven't even watched a YouTube video about this CNC machine.
All right,
that's the base level.
All I do know is I've watched a few videos on people building this, and I actually saw a 13-year-old Chinese girl build it quicker than he's just done it.
Wow.
In my defense, they're very good at math. Like, there was a lot of adding up in this that I didn't know how to do. All sorts. 1 second. Have I got something that we can cut? Yeah, let's use this thing. Yeah, that'll work. Cool. Cool story, bro. Right.
Is that a bit of wood out of the FL Sun?
Is it the what?
Bit of wood out the FL Sun packaging.
No, the FL Sun bit's much bigger.
No, I didn't have to cut it down.
So, okay, so mainboard module, open GRBL software, determine your machine's COM port.
Does it have limit switches?
Yes. Yes, it does.
So it's not that old.
It has like 3. Oh, there's some underneath. Yeah, there's loads of limit switches. It's like 4 limit switches. It's like cup holders in like a Toyota Corolla. It's got loads of them.
To make up for the bits it doesn't have.
Make up for the bits that it doesn't have. The tool gauge block. Cool. Oh, okay. So you have to do the thingy with the thingy. But you fit the tool first. You fit the tool first, and then you do this thingy.
Well, how are they gonna fit you on there? Oh, it's too good.
So what you got on the go at the moment, Matt?
Just doing cleaning, summer cleaning.
This. That just says P. Do you plug it into the P or do you plug it into the something else? The use of the tool instrument is very convenient to determine blah 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 blah. Right. Yeah, you're not really telling me where I need to plug it in though, are you? Which is alarming.
I mean, does it really surprise you?
No.
Okay.
It is upsetting. So it's kind of the same. Oh, unless it goes into the side. No, it can't go into the side of the thingy thing.
I was since I'm cleaning up some things, I came across this and I had a good laugh.
What is it? Oh, for God's sake! Right. I'm surprised they didn't ask for that back at some point. It's like you're going to need to send back that award.
Appreciate all your love and support. Oh, thank you, reality. It's so great to know that I can rip you down.
Telling everybody their cack.
All right.
So these have got like.
I said one end on the spindle usually.
Yeah, one end does go on the spindle. But I'm looking more as to where it plugs in, whether it plugs into the board or because there's 2 connectors here, right? So this one is for the laser, or it says laser, and this one just says P, but I don't know what that means.
Power?
It would be nice if they were the same color as each other, but okay, let's try turning it on. It is a crock clip. So this is a crock clip. This side's a crock clip. But then this side has to plug into something. Otherwise, you're just attaching 2 things together and it's not doing anything. So this has to plug into the machine and then this has to attach to the crock clip. I'm going to pinch off. I'll see you. That sounds like he's taking a poo.
100% that's it. Well, that's what I'll read that as.
Probe. I like that. I like the thinking. P equals probe. I like that thought pattern. That plugs in there. This comes over here. Skip. Right. Crock clip goes on the tool itself, and yeah. Okay. So we'll plug that in there, and we plug this into there, and then we go. It is a switching power supply. I have just checked.
That's good.
Cool. Oh, it's got little graphics. This is amazing.
So excited.
Move. Axis move. It moves. I have to use my own button for the Y. No. Okay, I can't move the Y, but I can move everything else.
See, that's what you get for making fun of the Y. Why would you do that?
Did it? Okay, right, back. Back? Oh, this isn't good. I don't know. The back button doesn't work.
I think you just purposely break things.
Is that the tool head powering up?
Yeah, you can make the tool head go. There we go. Right. Oh, hold on. So, right, oh, a little nut. Right. Let's find a tool thing. We found a tool thing. Oh well, let's not lose these bunch of tiny little things. There we go. Alright, just screwing in this bit.
I hear a printer going in the background.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting. They gave me 2 spanners and neither of them fit.
What?
So, there we go. I've made them fit.
Is that made by Creality?
You made them fit, or they actually fit?
I made them fit.
Oh, Jesus.
I can see James's cogs working on the machine. Just the one monkey in my brain just turning the handle, just being like, I don't know what this does. Right. Okay, so this plugs into here, like so. And then this goes into here, like so. And then this goes underneath, like so.
How much is this? I don't actually know. I'm just looking on Amazon, but it's not available on there.
It is 229 US pesos. Without the laser head. So if you want the laser, so what do you get for that then? Sorry. Oh, the 5 watt. Sorry. So with the 5 watt version, which is what we've got, is $329. So with this laser, $329. And if you want a 10 watt laser head, then it's $418. Although I don't really know what you'd want a 10 watt.
Super lasering.
Yeah, not for a laser diode though. Like,
yeah, not a diode.
I feel like you just be like you might get a little bit more life out of it because you'd only have to run it at 50% all the time. But yeah, okay. So we're plugging it in now, are we? Seems like the sort of thing that a regular person would do. Let's see what this does.
Definitely far from a regular person, I'll tell you that much.
That is hurtful, and you sound just like the police officer. Why are you doing this, sir? None of your business. Cool. Well, it made bingly beep noises, so that sounds like I might have detected a driver at least. GRBL control. Have I got GRBL installed? Let's find out. GRBL. Oh, I do. Handle. Don't know what that is. Not connected. Oh, this is fun. Oh, that's a question. Then do I need to install drivers that I haven't currently got installed?
Most likely.
Oh no, I've got CH340 drivers. That should be fine.
Oh yeah, lovely drivers.
Click services, settings. Probably COM port 7. Let's try that. Yeah, we are connected. Right, so home. Don't really want to press home in case it does something stupid.
What, at home?
Will it though? Will it though? Let's find out.
Well, without a Y, will it?
Well, I pressed it and it didn't do it, so.
Oh god.
It is now connected, which is good. Apparently it's idle. Restore origins. 0xy. Oh, this doesn't do anything it's asked to. Machine information.
Someone said if you do that, it will smash through the bed if you haven't done the probe.
Fun today. Why would someone it will smash the bed without using? I mean, the probe is on there. Like I put the probe on the thing. People have so little faith in me about things that I do. You've got the CNC version, right? As the laser version is a bit of a ripoff. So Andrew, we actually got both. We actually got the 5 watt. We got the 5 watt laser, and the CNC. So yeah. Oh, hold on. Okay, so all right, well, fine. Well, we'll press the probey button then. Let's click Z probe. It's not doing any of the things that I'm asking it to. It's getting quite upsetting now. Right, so let's have a look. I've only got 2 COM ports that it could possibly be, COM 7 or COM 3. All right, okay, let's close that for a moment. Let's go into my device settings and see if I can figure out which COM port it is. COM 7, right, fine. We'll try that again. So services, settings, COM port 7. We'll click OK. See, it makes a cool, fun burry noise when you connect to it. So that technically means that it's right. Start the candle and verify it will show idle if it has not. It says idle. That's fine. Click the candle, reset, unlock. Oh, sorry. Click the reset and then the unlock. In that order to get the idle condition, which we have. Next, click on the spindle button to turn the spindle motor. There isn't a spindle button.
On the controller?
Oh, I found the spindle button. Oh, hold on. I suppose I should probably unhook that before I... Yeah! The spindle button moves the spindle. Set feed to 500. I don't know what that means. Click the spindle button to turn on the spindle motor.
You've been attacked by like a wild animal in there or something.
Matt's been taken. That's the sound of a person being taken.
I'm still here.
So, Mitch, it's fine. You have to. So there's a sequence of events you have to do. So you turn it on, then you have to click reset, then you have to click unlock. So check on the left set of direction buttons of the mount properly. Similarly,
Damn it.
okay. So that's the offline controller. Right, okay, so we connect the probe to the spindle. Line it up. Here comes the pitch. And we press the button. Need a NASA engineer. No, I don't. Well, that isn't doing what it should. Unlock. C probe. Well, oh, okay. I have to modify the parameters of my exact thing. Okay, fine. Mike, entertain the lovely people whilst I go and get my calipers. Do a little dance or something.
Spot there, is there?
Pardon?
It's nothing like being put on the spot there.
Well, I mean, it was going to come up at some point.
Yeah, I haven't really got much in the way of entertainment, to be honest.
Yes, you have. Show them the replicated parts of the car.
I'll show you.
Sorry,
I too
am
leaving
get out of the chair.
Right, so this is the body. This is after it's been treated with Replicoat. So you can see on the side of the wings here, obviously because they print standing up, there is a gradient on there. So once this was sprayed with a Repliflow and you knock it back, all them tiny little gradient lines disappear. So I've already done I've sanded the doors down and primed them. That's going to go on to prime tomorrow because I've not got enough space for that and all the parts to sit on. As well as that, we've got the roof, the boot lid. And I think there's one more bit I need to do as well, which I think is the back bumpers. No, the front bumpers I need to do. Because when we went up there to have that coated, we forgot to get them done. What the hell is going on then?
Are you all right?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm drilling a hole inside of the Sonic Mega.
That's the most disturbing thing anyone's ever said to me. What do you mean you're drilling a hole in the side of it?
So in the back, I'm drilling a hole so I can fit the wire through the back of it. So that way, because like where I had it right now, originally the wires came out to the front, so I couldn't close the doors. So basically, I'm streamlining the way that it works. So I'm putting a hole in the back of it, which is easily fixable at any point with a printed part or a car nub, whatever, a rubber grommet. Basically, you can fill it in. So that's what I'm doing.
They have written this in the smallest possible text.
I don't know. It was just asked because it's got a Facebook user. How's the FL Sun going? this has just this second come off the FL Sun. So it's a part of the armour. It prints really well. We did have one problem with it. It suddenly started developing layer shifts, and when we looked at it today, 2 of the belts had stretched. And it turns out they're not particularly quick to change.
No, they are not.
You said a lot of bad words, to be honest.
I've thought a lot worse. G92Z19. Sorry, I'm just typing out what it says in the book, and Z10. And my God, it is long. Oh, okay, now the probing works, he said, quietly hoping. Okay, well that's... Okay, so what, do we do that again then? Oh, I don't want to press it a third time. I thought a lot worse. Right, so... Oh, I really don't feel good about pressing home again. Like... Okay, I'm just going to press it. No, bad things, stop! Yep, that was terrible. Okay. Let's unplug that for a second. Let's turn that off. And then let's move that back up. Oh, you can't. Cool. Must be able to. So, fun story. That probe did not work. And it is now currently stuck. So, it's fine, probably. Because what we'll do is we'll turn it back on. And then we'll just increase the Z. Is the probe connected properly? Yeah, the probe's connected properly, probably. It's fine. Nothing broke. Hello, Astro Printer. We've got a CNC machine. Bear with me 1 second whilst I try to find that start G code. So, CNC. Machine operation. Z probe. Would have been nice if you could copy and paste the G code off of it. Just an FYI, I never used a probe. Ah! I think your monkey needs a can of Red Bull to figure this out, or actually make it 2 cans. So, what do you mean you never use the probe? Why wouldn't you use the probe? That's what the probe's for, isn't it? Like, surely you should use the probe. That's why it's got a probe. I feel like you should be able to use the probe. Very convenient to determine the working zero position. Yeah, but you can't zero without it. But you just said you never use the probe. So how can you zero Z without the probe? Or you can't, and you just work with what it's got. Or do you mean you just do it once and then that's it? You never have to do it again? Collect the tools and collect the client chart. Like a 3D printer, you use a piece of paper. Sorry, you use a piece of paper to level the CNC. That. I mean, I suppose technically speaking, as long as it's a known amount, I guess I suppose doesn't make any difference. But I'm also not really sure what these little thingy bits are. Oh, spiky. Okay, I'll put that back in there. Right, well, clearly, is there a link for me to join? That can exist. Yeah, bear me 1 second. I'll let me find you. No, not that. Where are we? We've got Matt drilling a hole in the side of his one of the only types of his machines that you can currently buy.
That's all right. I mean, the really important one is out of sight here. That's the one I can't show off.
I've pinged William a link, so we'll see what he comes out with. So my understanding was that you put that on there, and then you pressed Z probe thingy, and then probe went down, and then that's how it knows. That's how you know how big it is, like, or where it is. Because the problem is surely you'd have to do that after. Surely you'd have to do that after every time you changed the tool head. Like every time you change.
Every time you change the tool head bit, yeah, you'd have to zero it. You'd have to probe it again.
Because it's like changing a nozzle.
It doesn't know where it is.
Yeah.
Depends how far you put it into the bit.
Put this into a bit more normal. There we go. That's better.
Is it a frozen? No, yes, it is.
Pardon? The probe is just
non-stick. Asked if it's a you're talking about the one that I can't show off. I can't tell you who it's from. So.
Oh.
I don't even
can't even tell you who it's from. The mystery of it. Can you tell us what color it is?
Nope.
No, you can't even tell us the color.
Nope.
I think green.
All I can tell you is that it is a new resin printer.
So. Wow. Okay. Very cryptic.
No, nobody
is
has
it. Can you tell if it's LCD or DLP?
It is LCD.
Oh.
I don't think I'll be getting a DLP anytime soon. So.
Teasing everything out of the. It looks like they're going to start referring to the NDA in a minute. Figure out what he can and can't tell us.
Well, technically, I never signed an NDA. It's just more or less a mutual agreement. So technically, if I let it slip, it's not the end of the world. But needless to say, I will probably sever connections from that company.
You just never get another machine from them again.
Yeah, so I don't want that to be happening.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Hey, man, how are you?
Yeah,
okay, I know it sounds silly, but more unless you have a really big CNC, zeroing with the probe is more trouble than it needs to be. Even though they have them, what you have to do is you have to measure the probe and enter the start G code and modify it and all this. What I do is I bring the Z over my part, lower it down using the software, which is Candle, correct? You're using Candle?
Yeah.
So you drop it with Candle, and then when it gets really close, you set the number of steps onto 0.01, which is really low. Put a piece of paper, like you do with a 3D printer, until the paper just starts getting caught, and then you hit 0Z, and that's all. That's where the start of the part of the work surfaces. Just like the only difference between this and the 3D printer really is you're taking away material, so you need to know where the material starts. Instead of starting off the bed, you need to zero it at the top of the material. That's it. So I don't use the probe. Like I have probes. I have 2 CNCs, and I only use a probe on. I use a probe once or twice. The only time I ever find a probe useful is if I'm changing bits to do multiple different cuts. Then I will. I'll select the probe information. I will zero on the probe. I will then do the first cut. When it goes back home, I'll put the probe in, change the bit, put the probe in, zero on that, and do the next cut. Because you have to re-zero every time you change the bit because the distance from the tip of the bit to the material changes.
Right, okay. So, okay, all right. So we put this on like that.
Yeah. The robot's a nice little machine. I have one of those. It's a nice little machine.
Well, I mean, when they reached out to us, I was really clear that I have absolutely no idea how to use a CNC.
But that's okay. That's what they want.
They said, well, it's very similar to a 3D printer. And I said, that's probably less helpful than you think it is. Like, I feel like I've now got less information than I started with.
Yeah. The only difference is one, you're adding material, the other two, you're taking away, right? So you're instead of adding for the bed up, you're tapping for the top of the material down.
Instead of additive manufacturing, it is subtractive manufacturing.
Yep.
Right. Okay. Fine. So I haven't got particularly thick wood here, so that's
fine.
Not great.
Do you have Candle installed or on your machine?
Right. Let's bring up Candle.
While you're doing that, I don't have Candle on this machine, so I need to install it to make sure.
Yeah. Com7. Oh.
Sorry, he doesn't have the peasant's firmware you have.
No, it's I didn't want to call it. Come on now. Actually, Candle is great. I use Candle to play my G code, but I use Fusion to create my toolpaths.
Oh, right. Okay, I get you.
The free version. I didn't pay for it. See, I'm a peasant too.
So, okay. So I just go. So my steps I want to do down. Okay, right, fine.
So how far off the material are you?
Pretty far.
The very first thing you is home everything. In Candle, it needs to know a 0 point, so you have to home it.
I have to home it?
You have to tell it to home. There's a home icon in Candle.
But if I press home, it's not going to like... I don't know.
It should go back to the back right corner of the printer, and the Z will move upwards. So
right. You all heard that Liam said I should press this button, let's press it.
In case anything's connected wrong, put your hand near the power button. In case it moves around, or in case you have a plug backwards or something.
So, fun story. I pressed the home button, and it didn't do anything.
Are you connected? Did you?
Yeah.
On Candle.
I can move it under jog settings.
Let me go on Candle. I don't have it on this machine. It's this way.
Oi, get out. No, that's a... Oh, you turd.
Loki's arrived.
Yeah. The dog just swanned in. So I can move it under jog settings, right? I can move it up, down, left, right, backwards and forwards.
Okay.
But if I click home, it doesn't do anything. So I can click 0xy. No, I don't want to do that.
Oh, here's the problem. You have the hand controller connected.
Oh, okay. I'll take that off, do I?
Unplug the paddle. It won't take commands from both.
Do I have to? Can I do it while it's plugged into the USB?
Yeah, it's only a ribbon cable. Unplug it.
Oh,
yeah.
All right, I'll take that out and let's see what it does now. So, yeah, still connected. We press home. Nope.
Is there a lock icon on Candle? There should be on Candle in the interface.
Well, the thing is, so I've done the reset and the unlock. I can spin the spindle and I can do the jog commands, But if I click home, then it just doesn't do anything. It doesn't move.
The switches on the side, what position are they in? On the front of the CNC, front right-hand corner of the CNC, there's switches. You're right, the other right, yeah. There's two little switches in there. You see them? I think they're front right.
No.
Two little black switches.
My front has got a big red stop button and then a twirly knob.
Turn, okay. No, there should be I think it's in the front right. I'm trying to remember where it is because mine's in the garage right now.
Have I just got the machine round the wrong way? Is that what?
No. There should be two little switches.
My switches are on my. They're on my sled.
Are they up, down, or what position are they in?
Neither. They're just limit switches on the bottom.
No. Then that's the wrong thing. No, there's two little switches that you flick over because the robo has the option to be put into laser mode as well.
There's two little switches that you switch.
Let me get the manual. Mine's in the garage.
There are no switches. What about on the back? Hold on. No, it's just an answer.
1 second. Let me get the guide. No, I just want to get.
Oh, hold on. No, I found them. Yeah, so they are both up.
They're both up. I want to make sure it's the right position. So give me a second.
I see what you mean. You mean on the control boards?
Oh, okay. I couldn't remember where they were because I have more than one. So board up should be CNC mode, I believe. But let me verify. Doesn't tell you. Okay, so it's not homing. That's weird. They should auto home.
Well, they're both in the up position.
That should be. I think that's right. I don't see that settings on their group. Just give me a quick second. I just want to verify that they're in the right position because that will dictate.
There's also nothing in here that tells you that you would need to switch that switch to.
Yeah, I think by default board up CNC, but let me just verify. I just want to look at their manual to verify because it is in their manual.
Well, just the main board module. It says the laser switch spindle. The laser. So I can spin the spindle, right? So that. Yeah. So I can spin the spindle. So that must mean the laser module bit is right. So then let's try and move the other one down and see what happens when I click home. No.
Okay. All right. We can still use it. Right?
Can we?
Yeah. So what we need to do is you need to go to so in Candle, if you loaded the file, where's that nice looking?
I haven't actually loaded the file yet.
Okay, so open in Candle. I want you to take one of the test files they provided and load the test file into Candle on your computer.
Well, I've terrible news about that. Because I didn't get any. Oh, yes, I did. Don't worry, they're in here. Worry about it. Everybody panicking. It wasn't one. There is one. It's a very large USB stick. Feels
yeah, with a tiny micro SD inside it.
Yeah, got it. Okay, I have to disconnect this for the moment. Right, let's have a look.
So there should be some samples for CNC.
So, CNC software.
Well, you already
Test
downloaded
file.
Candle.
Yeah, test file NC. Put that in there.
Yeah, drag into Candle, and in Candle, you should see. It should show you where the start position is.
Yeah. Well, the
right?
start position to me looks like it's in the front left.
Okay, that's fine. So what you're going to do? Let me open Candle. Give me a second. I did download it, so just let me open it. Because I want to see the UI anyway myself. It's been a while since I used it.
Just looking at their seeing what PDF they include is any different. No, it's the same.
Just give me. Let me open Candle. I want to see the UI is also. I can direct you better.
You broke it.
All right.
I probably did, yeah.
Yeah, when you crashed it into the bed.
Okay. So let me see.
So the problem is it just doesn't like I understand where it's supposed to start, but surely it will think it's in that position now, won't it?
It will automatically think it's in that position, and that's the problem. You don't want that happening. So
right, but it'll think. Oh no, does that mean that's where that is though?
So in your device, on the right hand side, you see that on the device. It should be connected.
Yeah, it is. So my current work coordinates, according to this, are 0, 0, 0. So it thinks.
So that's where you are right now. So what you want to do, if your part is loaded and it says the part position is front left corner, you need to put it roughly where you want it to be on your bed. So move the head to the front left corner. And in the user controls, no. User control. Use the software to drive it. Use the software to drive it. You have Candle. Use Candle to drive left and right.
Yeah, but surely if I issue a command that says it won't think that bottom left is home anymore, will it? It won't think it's at 0. If I issue a command to move.
But what we're going to do is we're going to, in the software, in Candle, we're going to say 0, X, and Y at this spot.
Right.
So there's an option in under user controls. You have eight buttons, and one of them is an arrow up and an arrow to the side.
Yeah.
And that says 0 XY. So you get into where you want it and you use 0 XY, and then you bring the Z down and then you 0 Z when it's touching the paper. Now that's your start position.
Right. Okay, I get you. Okay.
So it's a bit like homing of 3D printers. You're not in stopping it. You're actually moving out and saying, because there's two home positions on a CNC. You have the home of the XY back corner and Z up, and you have the start point of your XY and Z for your material you're going to work on, and that's what you need to do. And then from there on, because most CNCs, like a lot of really big CNCs, the expensive ones, have end stops. Like Jerry's, Jerry, he's CNC. No end stop. You don't need them.
Oh. Right. Okay. Fine.
So bring it to the front left corner, and then you do.
So I'm at the front left corner. Hold on. So I'm just doing my
home XY first, and then bring Z down with a sheet of paper underneath it, and using the software, drop Z, and until it's actually.
Oh, now hold on, because that has just gone. The tool has gone right back to the center of that. So I feel like it's actually not supposed to start in the bottom left. It thinks that it's in the center of the material.
Share your screen and let me see what you're doing.
Yeah, sorry.
That would make it easier so I can see what's going on.
So this one here, right?
So it's the center is what it thinks it's at.
Well, that's very annoying. That's not what I've just did it as.
So
I'll move that back then.
No, okay.
Because this currently thinks that it's at, well, this is currently down in the bottom left-hand corner, but it thinks that it's supposed to be in the middle.
That's why I said hit the home key. Hit the unlock and hit home. If you widen that window, there should be a console there as well.
Right, so you reckon if I hit home, it just doesn't do anything when you press home?
Okay, did you hit unlock first?
Yep, same again.
Okay, well, we can address that later. But for now, see the bottom where it says console on the bottom right-hand corner?
Yeah.
Move that up so we can see what it says inside console. Stop there. No, I need to see the top of it.
Oh, okay.
What does it say? That's too small for me to read.
Error 5, whatever error 5 is.
Error 5 is okay.
I'm assuming S500. Is it saying
S500 is spindle speed.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay. What
Yeah,
about
the S command is your spindle speed.
$H error 5 then?
1 second.
This is fun.
Error 5 normally means the home. Okay, your end stop is triggered. Go to your end stop, push it in, turn it, and release it. I'm thinking it's your end stop is triggered.
Which one? Which one? There's loads.
Sorry, not end stop. Sorry, the emergency stop in the front.
Oh, the emergency stop.
Yeah, if that's triggered, you'll get error 5.
Okay. Home. No, it still doesn't do anything. Unlock, reset.
Still the same error? Okay, doesn't matter. So if this is wanting your home position, that's showing you where you are. Like that spindle, that yellow area in the center, that's showing you where you are right now. So center to the middle of the part is what you do. Roughly in the center of the piece of the piece you're working on.
Yeah, done.
And then on the you don't have your controls. How come I can't see your other control window? You have another window that should have your end stop 0.
Oh no.
No, there should be what's called a user command area.
I've got this.
No, okay. Go into View, Panel, and enable user commands. So cancel out of that.
Yeah. And enable show G-code command.
No. Cancel that. Go to View.
There isn't a view.
Widen the window. I think it's too narrow. Widen it out.
Nope, just bigger now.
Why do you have no view? You should have. Okay, go to. You should have a view. Where's that option? 1 second. I'm trying to figure out why you don't have it because I just opened Gerbil and it does have it. Okay, in there, you should be turning on the option to view user commands. You see the option in there for that? Oh, it is on. It's already on. It's weird you're not seeing it because you should. Scroll down.
Oh, hold on. My user commands is this bit.
No, that's custom commands.
Oh, okay.
You can create custom buttons in there as well. Scroll down more. There should be a thing that says like user commands, and there should be a couple of icons in there. Actually, no. It's okay. It's okay. Go to the center of your part.
Yep, done.
Okay. Click on the 4 buttons. You see the control option above you? Up, move up. Up more. One more button. No, the 3rd button in. Hit that button. That's center. That 0 is XY.
Yeah, I've already done that.
Now bring Z down to touch the bed, to touch the material. And did you clamp the material down? Yes.
Yep, already done that.
Okay. So you should be able to, now that if your XYZ now are all showing 0, you can move, using the software, move your Z up about 10 millimeters.
10 mil?
Yeah, just take it off the material.
Okay.
No, don't touch that. That should be, what material you're cutting?
Like thin plywood, like super
Plywood.
thin, like
Set
2
it
mil ply.
to, your feed rate should be at about 40%, 45%. Your speed should be at about, actually your feed rate can be about 60%. What's the next option down there? Your rapid speed is okay. And your spindle speed should be at 10,000, all the way at 100%. Just type to 100, yeah. That's going to tell your spindle, because your maximum spindle speed is 10,000 RPMs.
All right, so 10 mil up.
Done?
Yep.
Now all you need to do is run it.
What, just click send?
Yeah.
That's a fun set of noises. I'm going to go on mute for a minute.
These things are noisy. Is it cutting? Do you have a camera to show what you're cutting? You can't hear me. Too loud. Well, we're cutting anyway, guys. It's not hard. It's just you need to understand how they work. I know you can't hear me, but it's funny. Sounds like. We play charades. We'll see if he gets it if we play charades, will we? You have a camera to look at the work. You have a camera to look at the work, so we can see. He's just staring at me totally blindly.
He's doing it on purpose.
I know he's doing it on purpose. I was hoping he could get a camera to point at it so we can see it. But it looks like it's cutting the tool path, which is good. It'd be good if you had a camera that you could point down and actually we could see it on the second camera. How are you, Mike?
Yeah, not bad.
It's good.
Just sanding.
I'm building a belt printer.
So we had that belt printer that's on the wall now. The only reason it's on the wall really is because we don't actually have a need for it.
Oh, I have a need because I do the Toys for Tots. Like I saw James give me a shout out in his video of it. But no, mine is in progress. I'm doing it each week, so there's a big gap, and I'm not getting stuff done. Like if I was doing it on my own, I'd probably have it done in a day or so. But I'm doing it live, so I don't want to miss that.
Most of the, almost everything we print, nothing is really ever that long.
Yeah, but see, I won't use it for length. I'm going to use mine.
You're just going to use it for
over and over again,
like print mill.
Yeah, iterations. Yeah, that's what I want to do it for. I want to do print a part, it rolls off the end, the next part gets printed, and repeat the process. Because when I do the Toys for Tots, like last year, I did 1,000 toys. So this year, I'm hoping that I'm going to do double that. But with a belt printer, I can kick it off and hit go and just let it run. Get a 10-kilo spool of filaments, stick it on, and
just keep going and going and going. Just get a big box to fall into.
It'll run for a mill. It'll run for a month, and it'll just print.
Yeah, just get a big box for it to fall into.
Yeah, James's neighbours are loving him right now because of all the noise of the CNC. But CNCs are not quiet. I have 2 of them. There's no way they're quiet. Unless you get with the high-end water-cooled ones, which are cost you a couple of grand, then you can get them pretty quiet. Stop it. Kill the job. Somebody in chat, I can't type in chat because I'm in the StreamYard. Someone tell him to stop the job. It's actually doing a cutout, and you don't want to do that. If it goes down any more layers, it'll end up cutting through the material and it'll damage his bed. Someone in non-stick or someone, can you just tell him to hit the stop job? Because he can't hear us. Because I have a feeling that's a cutout job. And I don't want it to cut down because he has no wasteboard underneath.
Yeah, it's going to cut through the...
I have a feeling that's a cutout job. And I don't want it to cut audio down feedback. No wasteboard underneath.
Yeah, it's going to cut through the...
I have a feeling that's a cutout job. And I don't want it audio feedback.
Yeah, I know. Sorry about that. I just quickly went on to the...
It's still going. He just hit the stop button in the corner, in the center. There he goes. Okay, James. Can you hear me? Oh, his mic is off.
Back.
The reason why I asked you to stop the job is because I think that's a cutout job, and if it goes all the way around and then goes down again and does another path, if it does that, it'll end up cutting through and you don't have a wasteboard. So,
okay.
So did it work?
Yeah, I did things.
Now, watch one thing, right? When you set up, if you do your own tool pathing, it's called tool pathing, not slicing, right? In CNC, when you create your own tool paths, pick a spot in the corner as your start position. The reason why I say that is, if you ever have to change bits to a different bit later on, you can actually move back over to the corner, zero with a new bit, and then hit resume, and it'll go back and return. I think I have some samples here. I can look at it if you want. Give me a second. Let me see if I can find 1 or 2 samples of.
Well, I've actually got to go.
Okay, Mike.
So I'll see everyone later. But I've got to shoot off.
There we go. So,
have a good one,
all right, mate. No worries. I'll see you in a bit, mate.
See you later.
Right. So, I mean, the good news is it did exactly what it said on the tin. I don't know how big this is supposed to be. I think this is meant to be like. So this is.
So bring it up to full screen. Let us see, James.
So this is 44 millimeters across, and it did that.
Okay.
So that to me is, and just to be clear, this is not a group activity. It's quite loud. Yeah. So it did the inner tool path really, really cleanly and really nicely. It didn't even get halfway through the material. I don't know what the parameters of this are supposed to be. So I don't know what the size of this is supposed to be or how you'd know.
You can look at the, if you tilt the image on its edge, you can actually reorientate it. You can see how many layers it's going down. So you see there, if you zoom in, that looks like it's only doing 1 layer. So that's okay, right? If there's more than 1 layer, you will see the different layers of it as it layers through it. It'll create
okay, so does that mean that this is supposed to be? Does this mean the model is supposed to be 20 by 20, or is it 20? Is it supposed to be 40 by 40, right? Because it's minus 20 and plus 20. So
minus 20, that's 40 by 40 millimeters, yeah.
And it's actually, oh yeah, almost bang on, 41.
Yeah, so it's going because it's more than 40. The reason why is your bit the width of the
The
tool
bit
pad
is wider
is
than
the width of
the bit is wider than the thing. Yeah.
So when you're doing
Well-
slicing later on, you can choose inner or outer when you do your slicing.
Yeah. I wonder if you could do lithophanes like that then.
Unless you had, I don't know how good it would be, but maybe the spin will probably do more melting of the plastic than it would cutting.
Yeah, true. Yeah. I suppose I was more thinking about if you had a piece of because all I'm thinking of, right, is that if you hold this up to the light,
Yeah, you wouldn't get
the
that.
part
No,
that
that
it's
wouldn't
cut,
work.
the part that it's cut out is considerably. But this is only one layer, so yeah. All right. Okay. Fair enough.
James,
Well, I mean,
you can do stuff like this, James.
hold on. Let me stop sharing my screen so we can actually see things. So let's. Oh, okay.
That's three-dimensional.
There we go, like a bas relief. Yeah. So is that what the little ones? Is that what the pointy ones for?
The wide ones, which are flat. You have flat end mills, which you
Yeah.
can tell by the end of it being totally flat, and therefore clearing out areas, doing rough cuts. They're really good for rough cuts and flattening out areas. And then for the detail work, you do another tool pad, which is a fine detail, and that basically the bit moves over and back and cuts away pieces and moves up and down while it's doing it as well. So you use a V bit for that. Now I have a series of different bits. I have some bigger bits and small. On that machine, it's got what's called an ER11 collet that holds in the spindle. And the spindle is a 3mm spindle, but you can get larger ones up to 1/4 of an inch. All right.
What, this?
You can get on that, yeah. Let me show you. So you can actually put larger bits on that. Just have to move slowly, like round bits like this.
Right. Okay.
And all you do is you take out the part where your bit screws in. You remove that, and you can get other ER11 collet sets. And I'll show you some here. So by choosing there's a set of collets I have. So you can choose different collets, and they all have their own bore for the different type of material.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. As I say, I mean, I'd be lying if I said CNC. I mean, so again, Mike's massively interested in it, right? So Mike will be doing the review of this. He'll be playing about with it, trying to do bash reliefs and all that sort of stuff. You know, he's going to have a lot of fun with it. I struggled to really enjoy laser printing, if I'm honest.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I mean, and we did some cool stuff with it, right? So we had like, so we've done like, hold on. We've actually got the review pending soon, but like we did logos on the spatula. Like we managed to like laser engrave on the spatulas. We managed to get some really cool stuff on leather.
Yeah.
That came out really nice, and then we sort of tried pictures.
Oh, that came out nice.
Yeah, and they came out. So they were on the Afuero. They were on the
I have the Afuero. Which one? The laser one, or which was it? The Laser Master.
The Laser 2 we've got.
The Laser Master 2.
Yes.
The big one, 4x400.
Yes, yeah, it's,
I have that one.
Yeah. So I mean, to be fair, we had the Atom Stack A5 Pro.
Yeah.
And if I'm willfully honest, the two aren't materially different. Like they're the same. Like
they're very similar. Now the focus on the laser and then will vary. So the type of lenses they use dictates how the efficiency.
Yeah. So I mean, we've got the 5-watt laser for this.
Yeah. Now remember, there are switches you have to move. You have to move the switches on the side that I pointed out to you earlier on, or that you found.
Yes. Yeah. I get you. Yeah.
Right? But, so I have the 5-watt. I have the Comgrow Z1, which is the same 5-watt laser that has. Yep. I also have their 10-watt laser, which is the more powerful version of it. I have
so this is what me and Matt were talking about earlier, right? So when it comes to a laser diode laser, with a 10-watt laser, surely the only material difference would really be that you could run that laser at like 50% rather than running it like 80 or 100% all the time. You're not really, with a laser diode laser, a 10 watt, you're not really cutting 45, 50 mil of wood. I mean, I know
you never
technically
will.
speaking,
Okay, you'll never cut 45, 50 mil of wood with a diode laser. They do not have the power. So with a diode laser, you will cut, like a 5 watt will do 3 millimeter, 4 millimeter with more than one pass. Sometimes you might, if you use basswood is really soft. You can do it in one pass. Plywood is probably 3 or 4 passes because it's multiple layers of material and glue and so on.
Well, so Carl put an air assist on his, and that made a world of difference.
That helps with cutting, but not engraving. But it does help with cutting. Now, if you go at a 10 watt, you can cut a 3 or 4 millimeter plywood in one pass with a breeze, right? And you can go up to 5 or 6 mil, maybe 7 mil of plywood. You might even get away with 8 mil of plywood, right? If you want to go thicker than that, you need to up the wattage. And the diode, the highest.
So it's interesting you should say that, because I was told not to cut plywood by Atom Stack. Atom said don't cut plywood because plywood's glue has got formaldehyde in it.
That's why, well, some plywoods do. You're correct.
Oh, okay.
High-end plywood doesn't.
Perhaps they were just, well, yeah, I don't have high-end plywood.
What I do is I have...
One of the parts that I cut is the plywood that came in my FL Sun printer.
You see that enclosure I have behind me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I use my lasers in there because I extract the fumes out of the house. I have an extractor fan going on.
So actually, bringing that back to 3D printing a little bit, ventilating when you've got more than one. I know that resin printing holistically has carcinogens in it. However, Matt, turn your chair.
Oh, I know.
I don't want you to hear it.
No, I know. Okay, fine.
It's good. It's good.
So, like, I know that almost all resin printing has carcinogens in it, and you should ventilate. However, Matt has been printing in his basement for the last 3 years, and other than growing that third toe that he doesn't talk about, he's not dead.
Well, his back doesn't sleep, so he's not human.
Yeah. With that being said, though, there is a tower fan that's behind here that has an active carbon filtration system.
Yeah, he's a HEPA filter. So
yeah. The HEPA is not going to work with the Vox gases or whatever
I know, but the carbon filter does. Yeah.
Yeah. So it is a dual though. So it has the HEPA just to clean the air, and then it also has a carbon filtration, which
So I put my resins. I put my resin printers in that enclosure as well. So I extract. Because I put everything outside. So I put like my favorite. The GK1 is my favorite resin printer at the moment, and that's a beast. And I put it in there when I'm printing it. When I'm using.
See, because what I was tempted to do, because I'm acutely aware. So I used to print with my Photon all the time, and it was a relatively enclosed space. It was never really a big issue. But then I suppose I was using a contextually small printer with a contextually small amount of resin, and it was curing small models at each time. So what my idea was just to literally buy like a cooker hood extractor for like $50, install that above the printer, and then just have that running to extract out.
That would help.
I know it's not carbon activated or anything else, but literally it would suck the fumes straight up and leave.
Yeah,
it wouldn't be carbon.
But you could probably put a carbon filter inside there. I'm sure there's ones that are.
True, I mean, you can pull the grease traps out. I suppose you could put something. You could jerry rig something if you wanted to.
The amount of energy that would use would be way more than buying an inline CFM 250 CFM fan and then running out the window, because it'll use way less power. That would. Compared to your extractor, because the extractor will move a lot more air.
I was thinking more of the volume of air that it would shift, right? Because it would be a direct extraction, wouldn't it? It would be extracting directly over that area. But then appreciate the point. If you were running it for any period of time, like
and the other thing is, it'd be better in an enclosure. For the reason why is as well, in an enclosure, any fumes that do happen to get away with at any point, they're contained. So if you put a fan in an enclosure, that enclosure now, because the fan is on, creates a negative pressure inside the enclosure. So air from outside comes into the enclosure, but nothing from the inside the enclosure ever leaves. That's why I use the enclosure. I create a negative pressure inside it while it's running.
Right. So I mean, it's just something that one of my friends is he's got bad sinuses basically. So I said, well, having something that pumps out carcinogens and Vox and whatever into your into a contextually small workshop is probably not going to be 100% ideal for you if you've already got because I know you're supposed to extract when you do ABS, right? And if I print ABS in my workshop and I don't extract it, I do get a headache. Like inside of about an hour.
Yep.
I didn't necessarily think. I don't know. I knew you were supposed to. I didn't think it was a particularly big deal. And inside of an hour, I was like, yeah, I feel like garbage. Like I actually I didn't expect to have such almost like hay fever.
Yeah.
That level of I didn't expect to have a reaction to. I've been very lucky that I've much like Matt, I've thrown resin in my eyes and my mouth and my ears and everything else, and I've been fine. Whereas I know that someone's walked past resin in a DIY shop.
But we know when Matt goes to the bath, goes and uses the bath, he actually washes himself in resin. So
that's right.
It's like those. It's like those cobra tamers who get bitten by the baby cobras, don't they, to get the immunity up?
Yeah, and then he uses denatured alcohol to rinse himself off before he's done.
Yeah.
No, but an extractor, an enclosure like this is a big enclosure. You can put the Ender 5 Plus inside in this and have room, right? It's a huge enclosure. So something like that with an extractor fan, you could go with something low like 250, 300 CFM fan, and that would be enough to create a negative pressure. So whatever you do, lasers in there. I've had lasers in there cutting that create a lot of smoke, and you barely smell anything outside here. All right.
Yeah.
And I'm in my basement, but I have windows in my basement, so I extract out through the window with the fan. And I do.
You have windows in your basement. So you're on the ground floor, aren't you?
Well, no, my basement in my house, like Matt has some, but I got full windows down in my basement. Even my office, which is down here, also. You see me with the rockets. I got windows because my front of my house is higher than the back. So the back of my house.
Right. Okay, I get you.
Windows on the back.
Yeah. So as I say, I mean, it's just something that as I'm doing more and more bigger models, and options are opening up to get larger resin machines. My excuse for not doing resin previously has always been a space limitation. I have never had an issue with the mess. I've never had an issue, certainly with the quality. It's night and day. The issue has always been that most of what I print on my Sidewinder or now my Voron, and the build volume is what I need. And that's not just for bases. That's for guys like that, where it's like I would be able to do one of those parts on a photon at a time, and there's like 500 parts to that. Yep. So only having, or like doing the pirate ship, that came in 3 sections. There's no resin printer that I would have had at the time that would have been able to have done that. So as options open up for larger and larger machines, things like the Mega 8K or the other machines that we're looking at, it's sort of, I want to transition over to resin, but I'm also acutely aware of the fact that my day job means that I work inside of that workshop all the time. So I'm in there for 8-9 hours a day, and I don't want to grow the weird stuff that Matt has on him.
The extra toes.
Yeah, I don't want to end up like the Fallout, like the kid from Fallout 4 who's always got like.
Oh,
it's like,
listen, you have a honeycomb bed
for an extra arm.
James, do you have a honeycomb bed for your laser?
Do I? No, I don't, and I want to.
It makes a difference.
So the wasteboard that we've got has already suffered a number of over-ambitious.
When you're cutting, right? When you're cutting through material, you want a honeycomb bed because you're doing the laser to pass through the material, right? Now, but a honeycomb bed should never be on a flat surface. I actually only did them last night. These little clips that go onto a honeycomb bed to raise it 15 millimeters off the bed, and then your honeycomb bed sits above it, and then you put your part on top of the honeycomb bed.
What? So
And
sorry. So you put a wasteboard down first, the honeycomb.
No wasteboard. You don't need a wasteboard. Let me show you.
You wouldn't need a wasteboard underneath the honeycomb.
No.
What if it goes through the honeycomb?
I don't think a laser would. Or that's the
My laser might.
So if it goes through the honeycomb
My
bed, as
laser
you
has
said,
pro in the title. It's for professionals, Matthew.
Sorry.
if you put
I'm a
the
professional laser person at this point.
I just work here. What do I know?
if you put the honeycomb bed underneath the honeycomb bed, which is this,
Yeah.
right? You put your part on top of that when you're cutting it, but you want air gap underneath for airflow. And what you do is, I created these little clips, and you put 8 of them around it to stand it, right? So it raises it. Well, if what you do, if the laser passes through this sheet of aluminum foil underneath is all you need to do, kitchen foil.
Well, that just sounds like you're asking for a
well,
disco
see,
ball.
a laser won't cut. The diode laser won't cut through metal, so aluminum foil is all you need.
Okay.
Underneath that,
Right. Fair enough.
and then you don't need a wasteboard, and then you do all your engraving, you're cutting on this, and then as the laser passes through the material, if it's cutting, it just hits aluminum foil, and it won't burn aluminum foil. A diode laser.
Yeah. So I mean, we used the wasteboard for the time being, and it's been fine. Like it does the job.
Yeah.
We actually managed to cut it so that the feet of the laser actually sort of like it's like a push fit for the wasteboard to actually push in, and the laser sits either up by the side of it.
You got a grid cut in it and so on?
Yeah, and we got the grid cut in it, and that does really help because then you can actually figure out where stuff is. The main reason why when we got the Afuero, they said like, do you want to? They asked if we wanted the rotary thing, which we said yes, and they didn't have in stock, so that was helpful. And then they said, do you want our honeycomb? But their honeycomb was small, like their honeycomb was like 100 by 250 or something like that. And I was like, cool, what do we do with the rest of the printer then?
No, I made my own rotary.
Oh, okay. Why has that been on fire?
No, it was black paint.
Oh, okay.
This is not a tripod screen. Come on,
Jesus
Christ.
I'm not tripod.
No, there's no reality products here right now.
I was going to say. I made my own. It catches fire sometimes, but other than that, it's perfectly fine.
That's good though. I like that. No, but I got one of the really low profile rotaries as well, the comgrow ones, and they're really nice also. They're really low profile, so I use it in my CO2 laser as well, which is over here.
Right. Yeah.
I use it in that too. It works great.
So, I mean, side note, are there extender kits for these, or is this just the size that
comgrow do not have one. I have been encouraging them to go with a larger or an extender kit because these are great for people who want to do small work and want to learn. But I've been encouraging them to look at the option of doing a 60 by 60 CNC, a much bigger machine, because people who are really into doing CNC and want to do some really beautiful work, you're limited to the size of an A4 sheet.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's great for learning and starting. But when you want to really do big work, you don't want a laser, but if you want to do large CNC stuff, and if you really get into CNC, you'll want to expand. And if comgrow don't have an option for them to expand to, people and they had a good experience with the comgrow, they're going to go to somebody else who offers a larger.
Yeah, they will do. Yeah,
for about $1,000.
I mean, I suppose all I'm thinking about is that if you were to, because you could keep everything here the same, like all you'd need to do is provide new rods and a new lead screw.
No, you'd have to do a lot more.
To then take off this plate and extend it, and then extend the actual bed. You wouldn't even need to move. You wouldn't even need to move any of the gantry system that sits on this side.
You'd have to double it up because there's only a single screw there right now. You'd have to double it up, is what you'd have to do.
Right.
So, or move that screw into the center and have two linear rails that it rides on with a single screw.
Because the amount of stuff that you'd actually, I mean, like the cost of this isn't the rotary tool head. You know what I mean? It's the aluminium extrusions and the bed and the plate and the board and all that
and
stuff.
The board probably. Yeah.
So yeah, I think it'd be a good idea. Like I think it'd be a good idea to sort of look at extenders. Yeah. I think it would be. See, the problem is it would be really easy to do like a Y extension. The Y extension would be really easy because you'd literally give two new rods and a new lead screw.
Two,
and that would pretty
two
much
the sides, yeah.
But if you wanted to extend the X, that's more complicated because you'd have to change this whole assembly up here. You have to change the sled on the bottom. Then you'd have to add the extra bed piece.
Yeah,
like it would be.
There's So what others do is they do a 3018 and they extend a 3018 to a 3040.
Right.
That's 3018. That's the size of that. It's just that its y-axis is deeper, where normal 3018 the y-axis is shallow, the x is wide, is longer. So and then some people extend that to 3040. So it's a little bit. They extend they extend the y-axis and leaving the 30 wide, and they extend the y to 40, right?
Yeah,
from 20 to 40.
So I've seen the extender kits for I know that Atom Stack do an extender kit for their laser,
and SainSmart do it for their CNCs.
Yes, they do. Yeah,
up to 6060. So, but I don't think the intermediate one is the one that they should go for. I think they should make the leap and say, learn on this, then buy this and actually do really heavy duty.
To be fair, I mean, for the amount that the upgrade kit would need to cost with the amount of material involved,
it'd be better to buy a bigger one.
It'd be better just to sell a second one rather than selling an upgrade kit.
But they're great if you only want to do small works with little signs or whatever like that. The 3018s are fun.
Yeah, don't be wrong. I think we're gonna have fun with it. Like, I'm under no illusions that there's obviously an infinite amount of stuff that you can do.
Yeah.
I'm just conscious that I'm not going to be doing it. Mike will be the one who's playing with it because it's taken me this long to get good at 3D printing.
Make sure Mike.
Do you know what I mean? I really don't think I've got enough brain space to my head is filled with a bunch of 3D printing stuff and then like lyrics from the 90s. And then probably some stuff to do with my job at some point. And I really feel like if I increase it and put like lasers and CNC stuff in there, I'm going to forget how to put trousers on in the morning or something like that. Like I've already allocated all the amount of memory that I already have, and now I'm just pushing out old stuff to replace it with new things. And I need all the stuff that's in there.
So I have a question for you: does Mike have experience with CNCs?
Well, I mean, he's just watched this stream, so they said that.
Okay.
Which is all anybody really needs.
Okay, so what you do is, if he has questions, tell him to ping me directly.
Yeah, no worries, man. Yeah, no worries. Right, with that, guys, I am going to end it there. Thank you very much, William, for joining us. Matthew, thank you for openly destroying machines whilst on live stream. That was fun.
Absolutely.
I'm glad I wasn't the only one who was breaking stuff. James is like, learn something new. No, that's right, Mike. Yeah, 100%, Andrew. That's exactly what I'm doing. Mike is going to have to learn something new. I had to learn all of YouTube. I had to learn how to put this wall up, and that took like 6 attempts. I just kept building a floor in the wrong direction. It was a nightmare.
That works.
You can't move. Oh, you can a little bit. That's not okay. Well, you can't move it that much. It's mainly nailed to the wall. It's fine.
So if you need DIY done, do not call James.
The Voron. Yeah, my Voron does still work.
Yeah, who built it?
In sort of peaks and troughs.
He actually built it.
Really?
But like when you turn it on, it makes beeping noises, the little screen comes on, it plays a little tune, and then probably it'll print if I try. Anyway, thanks very much for joining, guys. If you guys want to pick up your own comgrow laser CNC, then check out the link in the video description. It's not an affiliate link. We don't get anything for it. I don't even know if this is any good yet because all I've made so far is a circle with a little hat on it. So we'll find out later on whether or not Mike can make it work. And that'll be hilarious. So yeah, don't forget to tune in for that. Thanks very much, everybody, for joining us. We'll see you soon. Cheers, guys.